Bolt was one of the first AI app builders that went viral. Since then, they've raised over $100 million to build out their product. And in this video, we're going to put it to the test and see if it still is one of the best AI app builders out there. So the prompt I'm going to start with is I want to build a beautiful cooking assistant AI app that gives me suggestions on what to cook. I'm going to use their prompt improvement button. So this is going to automatically enhance the prompt, which is a nice feature that Bolt has. And here it's writing it out. Basically, it just separates it into guidelines, response format. It's just giving us a more detailed prompt, which in theory should give us a better outcome. So let's go ahead and send this off. And here on the left side, we have our chat. And on the right side, we have our preview. This is going to be really familiar if you've used other AI tools before. But the main thing I'm curious is what has changed since you may have used Bolt in the very beginning 6 months ago when it first was getting really popular. So on the left side, it's split up its plan into features and design. This is similar to what I've seen before. But the main thing we care about is the outcome. So we're going to see if what they've done in the back end has improved the results. So right off the bat, it did get stuck. I had to pause it and now retry the prompt. So hopefully it'll work better this time, but that did happen the first time I tried. All right, so this time it worked a lot better. I don't know what happened the first time, but just a note, if it seems to be taking a while, just pause and restart it. And this time it worked perfectly. So let's see what it built in this first version, and then we'll keep building on top of it. We have some recipes that it created as dummy data. One thing about Bolt is there is no database connected to it the way that Base 44 does. There's an app called Mocha, which has that database in the backend connected as well. You would have to connect to Supabase right here, just integrate with Supabase. It's not too hard to do that, but just something to be aware of. They also have a Stripe integration, which is nice that Bolt makes it easy to do that. That's definitely something they didn't have before that I think is worth noting. And what I'm curious about is it's supposed to have AI integrations, but I didn't enter an OpenAI API key or anything. So curious what happens if I click what's in your fridge. Doesn't look, it found recipes. Let me refresh. Okay, so if I click get suggestions, it doesn't seem to work. So I'm gonna say the AI get suggestions button doesn't seem to work. Now I think it's going to build in that AI functionality and hopefully ask me for an API key so that it actually works. All right, so let's try this out. We'll click get suggestions. What's in our fridge? Chicken, tomatoes, rice. Okay, so I clicked get AI suggestions and it does seem to be matching with maybe recipes that match. It's not generating recipes for us. I wonder if I put in like beef, is it going to generate different recipes? It did match it. So I'm curious how it's doing this. I'm going to go into the discuss mode and ask, how is the AI working? Is it just matching keywords? And yeah, so what it's saying is it's currently just a simulation. It is not actually using AI because of course it didn't integrate. And now there's a few options here of integrating real AI, integrating AI modal. So what it's doing is just using keywords right now to start and saying it's AI. I will say I'm a little surprised Bolt didn't right off the bat ask if we wanted to integrate AI. We did say AI. So the fact that it just did filtering and didn't tell us, I think for someone, especially who's less technical and more of a beginner, I don't know that Bolt would be the best because you need to ask more questions and work with it a little bit more. It is really powerful. It has all of these integrations, but that is definitely something to be aware of. But why don't we go ahead and click integrate real AI and see how well it does with this. And it's telling us what we would need to do, which is we would have to integrate with Supabase, connect to Supabase database to use an edge function on Supabase to run the AI function. Now, this ties into what I was just saying about how Bolt is not necessarily for complete beginners. If you're a complete beginner, use something like Base 44 where this is going to be all taken care of for you. Lovable is similar where if you want to build AI functionality in, you're going to have to connect to Supabase. There are other apps that allow you to have it all in one. That's just something to be aware of. It's a little bit more complicated. You have to connect to Supabase. Not going to do that in this video. Once you do connect to Supabase, Bolt does make it really easy, but there is just that one extra step of having to do that. So I'm not going to connect to Supabase in this video. It is pretty easy. You just have to create a Supabase account, connect it, just a one-click authorize, and then you'll be able to build projects and build in those backend edge functions and also have the user authentication to sign in and sign out built in as well. So all of that is relatively easy to add, but just something to be aware of. Okay, so is Bolt still worth using in 2025? I would say if you are a complete beginner, Bolt might not be the right tool for you. I would recommend going with something else, probably Base 44 or Mocha. It's a new tool that I tried out recently. Those tools I think are going to be a little bit better for beginners because everything is integrated into one. If you are a little bit more experienced with vibe coding, I still think Bolt is a great option. It's still very powerful. It has a lot of really great integrations. The Stripe integration is really helpful actually to be able to build that in. You can connect to GitHub. It has a lot of these fundamental features that can be really helpful. It's going to be very similar to Lovable, so if you're a little more advanced, you want to check out both of them, see which one you like more. That's my final verdict for beginners, maybe not, but for if you are not a beginner, if you want more control over your database, you want to own the database in Supabase, you want that more advanced setup, then I do still think Bolt is a good option. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.